How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about The Nasty, issue number 2. Now, in this review, I won't do any major spoilers for issue 2, but I will have to talk openly about issue 1. And in issue 1, basically, we met our main character, a guy living in England during the Video Nasty era, and ever since he was a young kid watching slasher movies, he's had his favorite slasher killer as an imaginary best friend. His friends working at the video rental store have the rarest of all the illegal video nasties, but it breaks on them and they decide to film their own horror movie. However, the main guy has gotten something special from the tape, and now his imaginary friend might be becoming a little bit real. It's an interesting setup. I did say last time this is more slice of life than it is slasher movie, and as a slasher geek, I was kind of hoping for more kills and scares and gore, and like the art is more for a slice of life comic than it is for a straight up horror comic. So that was one thing that I was a little disappointed on in the beginning. But going into issue 2, and I guess that is kind of the slice of life thing, the more you get invested, the more it pulls you in. And in issue 2, we're getting into the nitty gritty of making a horror movie and him doing a bunch of pre-production, asking favors from people, finding out what people are going to need from you, if they're going to help you, and trying to pan all this out. And I, as someone who wants to make horror movies himself, I did find myself getting really interested when we actually got into how do we make a scary movie. So I did wind up really liking that. And overall, I thought this issue was pretty cool. We do get just a tad bit more with the magic and what supernatural stuff might be going on. And I am curious how this is going to play out if it becomes more of a regular horror book. But for what it is now, I thought it was pretty interesting. If you guys want to see a little bit more of the book, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys a little bit of the physical release, and I'll talk a bit about the story and show you guys a little bit of the art. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I do want to analyze this a little further. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at The Nasty, issue number 2 from Vault Comics. And overall, I do want to say I really like this cover. The idea of him crawling out of a movie screen while everyone down there flips out. And really nice with the orange and reds here. Just a really cool cover. And I guess bring it closer to the camera. We get him in the corner. I really do like these little badges with the characters on them. That's pretty fun. And then we get on the back a little bit of a previously on. I really do like that. I've been saying quite a lot that books really do need previously on. A whole month is a lot of time to forget story, and this really does help. It being on the back, though, I didn't know it was there until I got to the end, so I guess I'm just telling you guys now. But anyway, there's the cover credit, 499-00211, and if we crack this open, we get the credit page there. The Nasty, story by John Lees, art by George Kambadais and Adam Cahoon, and we get red there. Anyway, after that, we have the story proper. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but that being said, I do want to take a look at it and make sure you guys have a gist of an idea as to what goes on in this issue, but no major spoilers. Anyway, we get him there trying to fix and wind up the tape while his mother tells him to be social and get out of his room. A nice Last House on the Left poster. It's only a movie, only a movie, only a movie. And we do get him thumping his leg, as, his friends call him Thumper. Now, I was curious if he fixed the tape, why can't they just use the tape? But it's pretty clear that it's a supernatural tape, and I wonder if he knows that only he can see something on the tape. But anyway, I do really, really love this next scene. We get the girl that he's friends with, and she's talking about a scene from the movie Pervert Bigfoot, where Bigfoot sticks his hand up some guy's butt and puppets him around, and his girlfriend takes a minute to notice that it's not really him and just a puppet, which is just a ridiculous concept, but to see her describing it so passionately is just a really fun scene, because you always want those goofy, dumb scenes in your horror movies, but of course, the customer may not be super appreciative of that. But after that, we do get a scene where they talk about how there was a previous version of this film festival that advertised they were going to have the uncensored cut of a movie, and they got the wrong print, and the audience flipped out and destroyed the theater, and they say that they, like that, might be screwed. We do get the image of an eyeball that's about to be sliced, and that's what was cut out. It's like 7 seconds of the actual eyeball slice, which is, when you look at these horror movie censorships, you usually get the gist of it, but it's that one realistic, powerful moment that they had to just cut out for the censors. So very, very realistic trimming. That's what would have happened. Also, probably a reference to the movie Salvador Dali, I think, Le Chien Andalou, where they used a cow's eye, and everybody, man, got sick. But he does show up. They're kind of worried he's been in his room for a few days, and the movie store manager gives him a list of things that he is going to need, and I really do like he forms a list that literally just says stuff for film, and he has to go cross it off, and we do get him running around between all these various people, trying to, talk them all into helping him out with this movie. The actors, well, you need the popular girl that all the actors look up to. You need to win over the film guy to get equipment from the university. Stuff like that. And I also do like you get him at his job working at the grocery store going, hey, wait a minute, what if we were able to use this location, even though it's called House of Creeping Flesh? I don't know how much of it would take place in a grocery store, but his manager's like, oh, I appreciate films, we could use this place, but I want a cool character named after me. And yeah, you do get funny stuff like that, and him trying to talk his one friend into doing most of the technical work. And then, of course, the other friend, it turns out she's been keeping some sort of secret journal, and maybe she can do the writing. He's going to have to talk her into breaking out of her shell. And there's a lot of that in here, is trying to figure out how to get people to do what you want them to, a whole lot of running around, and it does end on a moment where they address the supernatural stuff more directly that has me really wondering where this is going to go, and it could be somewhere pretty interesting, but it will be, for the future of this book, to sort of analyze how much of the supernatural versus the slice of life stuff we have, how scary and gory will it get, and that is something I am overall curious about. But I did really like, I'm a nerd who's into movie making, and I really just did love this story about him running around, trying to get all his friends involved, trying to pull them in. It was pretty fun stuff, so not so much gruesome horror or gory moments in this book, but it is just a fun book about movie making and horror fandom, so I did really appreciate that. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should probably be my horror comics playlist, which is pretty long, but if you want to see me talk about a ton of other horror books, and also find my review for issue 1 of the series, you should be able to find that in there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.